Hi everyone, welcome to the International Relations and Conflict Studies induction. My name is Chris Raymond and I'm the program convener for these degree pathways. So today we'll talk a little bit about the requirements on the various pathways and we'll go through each one of them. And then we'll talk about some possibilities for you to consider in years 2 and 3, things just to keep in mind as you're going through your first year. And then finally, we'll talk about some issues to consider with regard to your ability to progress on the degree. So for those of you studying the International Relations and Conflict Studies single honors pathway, there are 2 required modules for you to take in semester 1. The first is PAI 1006, World Politics. This is an introduction to international relations, or a module introducing you to the ways that countries interact with one another, with non-governmental organizations, with intergovernmental organizations like the UN, the EU, as well as a range of non-government entities like corporations, terrorist groups, so on and so forth. The other required module in semester 1 is PAI 1009, Comparative Politics. This module compares the domestic politics of different countries to see how politics operates within one country and to compare that with another. In semester 2, you've got 2 required modules, PAI 1009, Contemporary Europe. This is a module dealing with the history and politics of the European continent since 1945. And then PAI 1003, Issues in Contemporary Politics. As the name implies, this module introduces you to a range of major issues today, and the contents change from year to year, but it helps to show how the content that you learn on other modules applies to the real world, to current events. For those of you on any of our joint honors degrees, we've got 2 required modules in semester 1. PAI 1006, World Politics, and PAI 1009, Comparative Politics. In addition to these 2 required modules, we've got a required module in semester 2, PAI 1003, Issues in Contemporary Politics. And then in addition to those 3 requirements that you take in international relations, you'll take 3 modules from your joint subject. So that way you've got a total of 6 modules altogether. For those of you studying on the International Relations and Politics degree, taking the joint degree, essentially what you'll do is you'll take 5 required modules from the school. So in semester 1, you'll take PAI 1006, PAI 1009, as well as PAI 1007, which is a Perspectives on Politics, which introduces you to political theory, political philosophy, and some of the major debates in that realm. In semester 2, you'll take 2 required modules, PAI 1001, Contemporary Europe, which again will address the politics of Europe since 1945, and PAI 1003, Issues in Contemporary Politics. In addition to these 5 required modules, you'll take 1 optional module, whether it's a module from within the school or from outside the school. You'll just need to take 6 modules in total. I know it seems a bit early to start thinking about other options beyond the first year, but I do want to introduce everybody to some ways to customize your degree experience beginning in year 2 and especially in year 3. That while it might be the first semester of your first year, there are some things to keep in mind that you might want to choose modules in a way that sets you up for some of these possibilities. So in year 3, everybody has to take the equivalent of 6 modules, but if you don't want to take 6 substantive modules, you've got a couple of options in place of 1 or 2 modules. So one is a dissertation in which you can pick a topic of your own choosing and produce an extended essay again on a topic of your own choosing. We'll pair you up with a supervisor who's able to supervise you throughout the year and give you feedback on producing this piece of coursework. For anybody thinking about the possibility of postgraduate work, this is a good option to consider. Alternatively, if you want to signal to potential employers that you've got the ability to apply the content that you've learned on your degrees to the real world, you can take either in place of 2 modules with the internship or 1 module with the placement. You can get real-world experience. We'll pair you up with either a business or some other organization here in Northern Ireland. You'll get real-world work experience working alongside the normal team, and it looks really good on the CV if you're thinking about going into employment immediately upon graduation. Additionally, you might want to consider beginning in semester 2 of year 2 and then either semester of year 3, the possibility of going abroad to study for a semester. We've got a range of partners across Europe, North America, we've got a partner in Australia, and we've always got more partners coming online every year. And so you can get the experience of studying in a foreign country. It's great if you're looking to see somewhere other than Belfast for a semester as a part of your studies. The last thing I want to finish talking about are a couple of things to keep in mind. I'm not trying to scare anybody with this, but these are things to keep in mind so that way, if any problems arise, that we can solve those as soon as possible. So the thing to keep in mind is you've got to take at least 6 modules during your first year, and in order to move to level 2, you must pass at least 5 of those modules. If you're not able to pass at least 5 modules, then you may have to repeat a module in the following year before you're able to move to level 2. And so we've flagged this to you in order to signal to you that we've got a range of different possibilities of helping you overcome any sort of difficulties that are interfering with your studies. So if you find that you're having trouble on one or more of your modules, get in touch with us. We've got a range of different supports available to you. Everybody has an advisor of studies that you can get in touch with to signal that you may be having trouble. They'll be able to point you in the right direction for getting a range of different services that we provide, whether it's in the school or across the university, to try to mitigate any problems that you might have on one of your modules prior to the conclusion of the semester, or if there's a problem that does affect you throughout the entire semester, we can point you in the direction of finding ways to mitigate the impact that any circumstances you might have outside of the university will have on your studies to make sure that you don't come into any trouble that prevents you from progressing forward. So thank you for your attention and best of luck on the upcoming semester.